In the cold winter of January 1999, something strange is going on in the little town of Groverville. People are dead, people seem to have gone missing, and now one of the people that have gone missing is a member of Delta Green. This is Delta Green, this is the Danger Files. My name is Dan Thompson, I will be your handler for this mission. Welcome to the Danger Files!
Handle us, Dan, handle us.
The handling will occur, Colin. We are back playing some more Delta Green. Exciting stuff has happened since the last time. This is our second record session of this. We're going to put a few batches together. Since this... Say words properly, Dan.
Not cutting it.
The first episode of the Danger Files came out last week at our time of recording. Obviously, months ago at the time you're actually listening to this, but last week where we are, and I can tell you, thanks to all of you who have shouted out, it is the most successful opening week for a new Patreon show, for a new show that we've launched on the network. It has done well.
Great, that's so good.
Really nice. Loving that people are into the Delta Green. I don't know if any of those people then went and bought Patreon subscriptions. If you did, hello. If they didn't, then let's all just stare at them from our Patreon ivory tower up here and go.
It's better than your game, Ross.
It is. Oh, someone's in punch bag mode. Okay.
No, it's not. If you
said it, Colin. You can't take it back now. No takes back.
Hey, I can cut this, man. I have to. If this is your first time hearing this, I am the editor of this podcast.
But I just overdub it. Just I love and support you, Ross. Anyway, so come on.
And then make him somebody like whatever, like make him somebody bad. Like,
of course you do. Yeah.
And a big thank you to I can now say our good buddies at Arc Dream Publishing, who published Delta Green, who got in touch with us after the first episode came out and have helped to promote it and have sent us a load of cool images and stuff that we could use to help to promote episodes and making stuff.
So much.
You cannot fathom how excited I was when I got a zip drive with folders labeled with the names of every Delta Green book, and I was like, have they sent me everything? Of course it was promo assets for all of them. It was not all of the book.
Yeah. But if you want to
send us
we'll check it out.
I got this, which I thought was free shit. So I've got a weird 100 die. A
D100, yeah.
D100. That is like a big ball.
Let's call it the 100 die.
The 100 die.
Sounds medieval.
So it's actually got 100 numbers on it. It goes not just like, sort of 1 to 0, or whatever it is. But they're all written on there, and they've all got a tiny little flat bit on them. Yep. You know what I mean? And it's very, very, very hard to read. And I'm not really sure where it came from, because I actually arrived at the post and I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't remember. I thought maybe you guys had got it or something, and then I showed it to you at the last when we were recording the last time, and no one recognised it. I was like, did I? I don't remember ordering this. I mean, it's possible. Sometimes when I'm playing Father Christmas, I go home on the train and get drunk. So I might have ordered 100 die. It's a possibility. But yeah, I mean, it's really quite hard to use. I mean, what?
Yeah, I can't see what number that is.
What number is
that?
It makes it fucking loud.
Just for our patrons. It's sort of slightly larger than a golf ball, and you picked the colour black with dark red writing. Which does make it looks infernal.
What you say I picked it, I have no idea how this got to me,
so,
man.
It looks like the Death Star.
Whoever bought this, can I just see what number I'll get? Let's
go on.
I'm just going to Ross on the table.
This is good radio. Good radio.
It just doesn't stop, does it? It just doesn't stop at all.
It's a bit like the boulder from Indiana Jones.
Well, there we go. That's
run over by the 99.
This is becoming a theme on this podcast, is that we are now exclusively buying dice that are incredibly loud when you roll them and really hard to read. The perfect thing for a podcast.
It's just what you need, especially when you want quick, snappy.
I think.
You think that's 87?
Oh,
I think
my gosh, Drummond.
Anyway, sorry, I've
No, if Dangerlings, if you mysteriously sent Drummond a die or mysteriously stole his marbles, then come
How
forward.
do you know where he lives?
Yeah.
It also turned up with these like cheese ones, like ones that look like cheese, and ones with ducks in. So I've obviously got all my ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice.
I saw your cheese dice. I saw those advertised online.
Did you?
Yeah, we've got similar feeds, I think. It was just like, do you want some cheese dice? I was like,
that might have caught my attention on the way home when I had a drink after work and gone like, cheese dice sounds funny, and then ended up with this.
Do you want a D100 with that cheese? Yeah, go on then. What about some duck dice? Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
I won't regret this or even remember this. So there's no regret.
It obviously took so long.
Well, speaking of a group of men going slowly insane, it's Delta Green.
Nicely.
I'll give us another little espionage fact, a little story from the archives to get us started.
Yes.
This is a short one because I want to get into this one. I want to get into this episode. I want to find out what happened after last time's big old Cliffy. But I'm going to take you back to 1944. There's a lot of grins about big old Cliffy around the table here. There's
a lot of green. No, it's because it's been a short while since the last episode, and I can't remember the big old Cliffy. But I'm sure it's going to be even bigger.
Don't worry,
we'll get a recap.
There'll be a recap. There'll be a recap. It's been a couple of weeks since any of the Dangerlings have listened to it. Well, we all deserve one. Before that, let me take back to 1944 and let me tell you about Project Seal. Now, this is another. You will find across the course of this series, quite a lot of these stories are all about America's harebrained schemes to try and not invade Japan, to try and come up with a way of destroying Japan without invading it. It was that's kind of what leads us to the atom bomb being used. It was the idea of a mainland invasion of Japan was they knew it would be tough because of how fiercely how the Japanese fought during the island hopping campaign. It was tough, so they're coming up with new ideas. Now, what happens around this time, or a little earlier in this time, there is a big earthquake in the Pacific. They happen a lot. Creates a tidal wave that happens a lot, which hits Japan and causes untold devastation. Japan has been plagued by tidal waves across its history. It's part of the Ring of Fire. This happens a lot. And so, of course, America gets to thinking, well, what if we could make one of those? What if we could create a tidal wave so big that it just washed away Japan, and then we didn't have to invade them because
Operation Flush.
Deal with them anymore.
Yes,
because that's the thought process. Like,
boys, we're going to sink Japan.
How do we not invade? What if we were God? And so there's this idea, but there was some theory behind it. The idea is that if you create an explosion underground, because they know that it's caused by landslips, and a huge avalanche in one part of the world theoretically could create a wave on the other side of the world. The thinking of the butterfly effect and stuff is starting to go around at the moment. So experiments start being conducted with detonating explosives underground, underwater, to create these huge waves. They do the experiments in New Zealand. Poor New Zealand. I don't know why.
Nobody lives there.
Can we come and try and
Who's ever heard of New Zealand?
Why don't we try and create a tidal wave? The hobbits won't mind. It'll be fine.
We've already got Zealand anyway. We don't need a new one.
And they and the British come on board for a bit. They try a test. They detonate a huge amount of explosives underwater. And what do you think happens?
I have no idea.
Kill Seal.
Godzilla?
Yeah, it opens up a...
Hey guys, trying to sloop here. No, absolutely nothing happens. There is no noticeable wave created whatsoever. The British at that point are like, yeah, we've been dropping depth charges for the entire war, and there have been no tidal waves. This doesn't work. The Americans want to carry on with it, but eventually the project gets pulled basically because it is insane. They keep studying it. Later on, actual science is done on water displacement. The math behind it is, in order to... so their plan was to detonate 5,000 tons of TNT. 5,000 tons would be enough to create this wave that would destroy all of Japan. 5,000 tons.
Jesus.
if you want to create a tidal wave of any kind of noticeable size, what you actually need is 9.3 million megatons. A megaton's equal to 1 million tons.
What?
They were doing 5,000. To put that in context, that explosion would be 150,000 times bigger than the largest nuclear bomb ever detonated by humans.
Wow.
That is
To make a tidal wave.
wave.
Do it.
It's time to sink your bag. I got the codes, Mr. President.
It's just one of those little things is that you just cannot. It's one of those things that makes you feel very small. You're like, oh, let's create a tidal wave. It's like you cannot fathom the actual power of the Earth, as it were. Like that, you cannot replicate the kind of energy that is released in an earthquake. It is just off the scale.
Earth makes these kinds of things happen all the time.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
And like, you try and create that, human beings, you're not going to fucking manage it, mate. That's why, like, when people talk about saving the Earth, you know what I mean? It's absolute bullshit. It's got zero to do with saving the Earth. The Earth will be fine. It's to save our own skins. That's what we're trying to fucking do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We will get wiped out. The
Yeah,
Earth will
yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
Right?
It'll just reset. Yes, but that's our little no horrific other than probably some fish. No horrible deaths of animals in this week's story.
Oh, undoubtedly some fish. I think, you know, yeah.
Why seal?
Why
they call it-
seal?
why
I guess because I think it's probably cool. I think the idea is that the name is not to be too similar to the thing you're doing, because then people might figure it out. That you wouldn't call it Operation Big Old Bomb Under the Water.
I mean, it's still aquatic. Is it an acronym, maybe? Sea
Might be.
explosion and land.
Annihilate land.
Annihilate
Sea
land.
explosion, annihilate land.
Annihilate land.
Oh my God! Well, let's go from one harebrained scheme to another. Let's give a little recap of where our agents at on the in the town of Groverville. So, our in inverted commas FBI agents. Two of them are FBI agents, are on the case. This all began with a boy named Billy Ray Spivey. Billy Ray Spivey, resident of the 18-year-old kid, resident of Groverville, Tennessee, who killed his father and then killed a couple of gas station attendants while going on the run. He was intercepted somewhere in Georgia by FBI agents, Agent Lonnie Oregon and Agent Adam Green, who were going to pick him up and take him in for questioning. He then did a number on the party that was supposed to do it. Lonnie got shot in the ass, and never been allowed to forget it. But you brought him down. You managed to bring the guy down. He was finally brought down with like 4 bullets, I think. Eventually put the kid down, but he was still alive. At that point, a friendly within the FBI contacted Delta Green, who have brought in their newest 3 agents, Pete Yeager, Norman Tully, and Flake Pifkin, relatively fresh from their paranormal experiences on Platt Air Force Base earlier on in the year. Or last year, it would have been 98 that happened. You were brought in to join the FBI with fake credentials and team up with these 2 new people and go and investigate Billy Ray Spivey, find out what was going on, and make the decision during the course of the mission whether Agent Oregon and Agent Green were suitable candidates for recruitment to Delta Green, or whether they were a loose end that needed to be eliminated. No decision made on that one yet.
I think there's a pretty clear decision process going. I think it's not been the most smooth of introductions, has it?
Well, it's been pretty tense. A big part of that tension has been Norman Tully, Agent Tully. We've got if you didn't listen to the first season of Danger Files, you should, because it's very good. But also, you will have missed the fact that Norman lost quite a lot of sanity in that one after witnessing some really, really violent things and had a mental breakdown, which has caused him to be somewhat unstable nowadays.
Yep.
He has a bit of a hair trigger. So you went to see Dan Oakley, the local sheriff. He was standoffish. He doesn't understand why you're in his town, looking into the people around here. Thinks you should leave these good folk alone. Then Norman got into a fight with a local teenager. And jumped out of a moving car.
He jumped out of a moving car and then he broke his finger, was it? Or his arm or something like that?
So,
was dragged away. You then checked into Merle Shut-Eye, the only motel in town. You met Pam, who was the receptionist there.
Pam.
Norman tried to hit on Pam. You all dragged Norman away. You all went for grits at Merle's Country Bunker.
Good grits.
Diner. The BB Diner. You haven't got to the Country Bunker. The BB Diner, which is the local stop for some food. And Groverville is kind of a stop off town. It's like the highway comes past here, and that's really its only purpose, other than the people who do a bit of farming here, is trucks pull off, stop here for a bit, have some food, and then go on. You went to the diner, you had some grits, you settled in, you started to try and work out why none of you trusted each other, and you tried to calm everything down. Then Norman got into a fight with Hank John, a local farmer, in the toilets.
A completely pointless fight. That's right. Yeah,
No need for it at all.
no, you're just peeing, weren't you? And then you just went try headbutting. Yeah.
You went full Fight Club on him. Hank got talked down by Carol, the waitress, and you were all thrown out of the diner. You then went back there. I like that you all had the same idea to sneak back first thing in the morning to try and get a breakfast before Norman would come. And all just kind of ran into each other at the diner. So you all managed to get some food, because they hadn't had a chance to put a picture of Norman up yet. You had some food. Things kind of calmed down, and you decided you were going to look into Jane Allen, the partner, the girlfriend of Billy Ray Spivey, who they were planning to settle down together. That she was pregnant. You were trying to figure out. She'd gone missing, so you wanted to try and figure out what was going on with her. You went to her family farm, the Allen farm, and spoke to her mother, Nancy Allen, who was
pretty sexy, I think.
Pretty sexy. That was a definitely, Adam's definitely thinking he's in there because the husband hasn't been home in a while, so maybe there's problems at home.
He was trying to use his charm, wasn't he?
He was trying to charm this lady, and she was very charmed. She was very happy to see you all. She was bringing you lemonade. She was bringing you cookies. She seemed, however, very unfazed about the fact that her daughter had been missing for 3 days. She just kept repeating, kids, they do these things. They're just probably off with their friends. So you figured there's something up here, and you decided to go out and search the house, and search the grounds. You searched the house. You didn't find too much for it. It looked like there was I think you went up to the bedroom. There was one glass of water by the bed. 2 people lived here, but there's only been one person here for recently. And then Pete Yeager went out to the barn to see what was going on in the barn, and didn't come back from searching. You went out looking for him just before you got in the car. You said goodbye to Nancy. You decided to go out to the barn to pick up Pete. You opened the door. Pete Yeager was gone. And that was where we left it off last time. Right. That's where we're trying to pick things up. You're a man down.
Are we in?
Which one's Pete? Who's Pete?
I'm Pete.
Jerry.
You're Pete.
I'm Pete.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know why you came today, Jerry, because we've made it very clear.
You're dead.
If you could just sit outside until we find you, and then you're allowed to come back in, because you're metagaming.
So, are we still in the house, or did we converge by the barn?
So, when we left it off, I think Norman had just gone in and found that the barn was empty. So, I think we're going to start things. We're going to start things with Pete. We're going to start things with Pete Yeager. We're going to start things with Pete Yeager several years ago. Maybe 10 years ago.
Interesting.
We're going back to Pete and Nancy. This is going to be confusing because there's 2 people called Nancy. This is not Nancy. This is not Nancy Allen, the mother of the girl who went missing, who is charmed by Adam Green. This is Nancy Buchanan Yeager. This is Pete's now ex-wife, but we're going back to a time when the two of you were relatively newly married. When how far back do you reckon that is? If we're in 99 now, when they're married, they've got a kid. Reckon they're in the 80s or
88.
We're in 88. Cool. So they're.
He said just 88.
Yeah, that works. 1988. So we're 10 years before we've seen. Before everything has gone to hell. Happy marriage.
It's pre-Gulf War.
Pre-Gulf War.
Pre-Saddam Hussein.
Saddam.
Bulwark of the region.
He's out there. He's there. Bulwark is there. He's still trusted by the US government.
Yeah, he's still
I
working
thought
with
you
the
meant that
CIA.
Saddam was there, staying with you, he's in the kitchen.
At home with Saddam.
Yeah.
Home with Saddam.
You want some more pancakes, Saddam? Sure.
Oh, sure.
Saddam has yet to drive a wedge between this happy marriage. And
he was the best of allies. What a pancake chef.
What a moustache.
oh, so you're in a car, you're driving, you're going on vacation. Where do Pete and Nancy go on vacation back in happy times?
So I assume we live we live near Washington.
Okay.
She's in. So I suppose we're probably going to a swamp.
Do you mean Florida?
Florida. No, so we're going to the bayou.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're in the bayou. Nice.
We're going to the bayou. We've rented out some of
Is the
those.
bayou near Washington?
It's on the, we're driving down south towards New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's not Washington, but
not very
yeah.
close to Washington,
It's
isn't it?
not
Yeah,
too
yeah,
far.
yeah.
It's a few hours drive, like 6-7 hours. Nothing in
Yeah, it's nothing to that's
Europeans couldn't understand.
We would take the first left before Washington and go to the bayou. About 7 hours drive.
Yeah, we're going to go play golf and rent some of those boat
Fan boats.
Fan
Yeah.
boats. Yeah,
You get to take a fan boat ride round the bayou.
Yeah.
That's the plan for the holiday.
What's the holiday plan?
Did we decide what Nancy's path to later becoming Secretary of Defense is? Because it was either I couldn't remember if she was civilian or military. Because she either would have to have become an admiral. Or equivalent to then become, or she would have had to have entered Congress kind of the other way, civilian route. And
Could have been stairs. She just pushed the previous one down the stairs and then get some Secretary of State.
By the way, it's 16 hours to drive to
There you go.
New
Nothing
Orleans.
easy.
From Washington.
That's easy.
And it's a 5-day cycle, so you could just cycle.
Oh, wow.
Which is,
Stop
That could be the holiday.
I'm surprised that
5 days.
that's quite quick.
That's
And
not
then
bad. I think
5
that's,
days back.
That's probably 5 days
Without stopping.
Without stopping.
Yeah, and
you'd have to,
that's probably on a carbon fiber, going at quite a rate of
right. Yeah,
knots.
yeah.
So is she in the military? Is she in the Navy or the military, or is she a civilian? Is she?
No, I think she's a civilian. I think she's a
civilian,
civilian contract. I think she's worked her way up. So at this point, she's probably an assistant to a senator or
Nice.
something who
Yeah.
was heavily involved in with Saddam in the Middle East, and then she kind of went up through various defense. She's being funding from various defense contractors as well. So there's a whole kind of
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So she's
You know,
she's lobbying for defense
for
contractors.
Lockheed Martin.
Amazing. Oh well, there's nothing sketchy
It's
going on
lovely.
with her
It's
then.
fantastic. We're great people.
It's
We're
a
good
good
people here.
Yeah.
Just so you know, if we had wanted to go the military route, I was going to have her be the captain of the USS Enterprise, just so that you could be married to the captain of the Enterprise.
Amazing.
Maybe we should do that.
Instead, she's a lobbyist.
Oh, no.
for Lockheed
What have I
Martin.
done?
She's a lobbyist of the USS Enterprise.
Help the USS Enterprise.
She's the reason they bought the guns that are on it. Very different kind of. So you're cruising along. It's a beautiful sunny day. Leper is on the back seat, along with probably one of the kids. You've got maybe one kid. Now one. They all begin with B. Which kid's on the back seat?
Let's say it's Bryce.
Bryce. Excellent.
Bryce, gender to be determined. It could be Bryce. Let's say it's Bryce is 3. And Leper, I guess, is only about 6 months old. Leper is new. Leper's a new dog at this stage.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does
You
Leper have all
bought a
this?
new dog at the same time as having a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous game
We
you're
live
playing, my
dangerously.
friend.
Us Jaegers.
Living on the edge, man.
Does Leper have all his legs at this stage? Or?
No. He's already lost one. On the way back from the pound, there was a car crash.
Oh my God.
Was he driving?
From the moment you got that dog, it was damaged.
We named him Leper because he lost a leg.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he was going to be named Sweet
On the way
Cheeks.
back from the pound when you bought it.
Yeah.
You were going to call your dog Sweet Cheeks.
He was going to be called Sweet Cheeks. And then,
Sweet Cheeks.
He lost a leg on the drive back.
Come here, Sweet Cheeks.
And now he's
me?
Leper.
No, I was talking about
Was it one of his hind legs? Did he lose one of his sweet cheeks with the leg, or was it?
Yeah, let's say yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
See you driving through the night on the long drive down to New Orleans for your fan boat tour around the bayou. And Nancy looks at you. Nancy looks at you that way. She would never look at you later. She's like, it's nice to get away, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I love driving with the hair in my hair. I mean, the other way around. The hair and the wind, even. Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, we're not even properly in the south yet. It's going to get hotter, Pete.
It's going to get hot. I think it's the heating. Why have you turned the heating down in the car? Okay, I've turned it down.
Oh, thanks. Sorry.
You okay back there, Bryce?
Jesus.
Leper, stop. Quit choking Bryce. Get off. Just get off the dog. Get off the child. Leper. Stop. Leper. Stop, not start. Okay. Yes. What are we saying, Nancy?
I've got such a weird image in my head now.
Yeah. The dog's got his mouth around his little kid. His neck, like...
Quit your horseplay there.
puppy. And it's like, oh, please. Please let me do that.
Oh, God. Oh, she's just looking up. She's looking up at the sky, and it's like... Pete, do you ever... When you're out flying, do you ever look up at the stars at night? You ever want to be? You ever want to be one of those astronauts? Go all the way up there
Into space.
Yeah, I'm looking up at it, and just about now, I know that the Voyager 1 spacecraft is somewhere between Uranus and Neptune. I know in 1986 it passed Uranus, but I wasn't expecting to say 88 in this flashback, so I don't exactly know where it is, but it's somewhere out there. I don't know why I know that.
Are you okay, Nancy? What the fuck is going on? Are you okay?
You just get to thinking about the stars, don't you? Do you ever wonder what's out there, Pete?
Yeah, I guess I do sometimes.
You ever think about what's out right on the edges of the galaxy, on the edges of the solar system, those outer planets? They're just
to this galaxy, very different things, Nancy.
I don't know. I'm not the captain of the USS Enterprise. I'm just a lobbyist for Lockheed Martin. It just makes you think, Pete. Do you think there's anything out there?
Tell you what I think, Nancy. There's something out there. It's something big. Something bigger than all of us.
Po-po.
Shut up, Bryce.
Why is he British?
Yeah, right.
Don't you shout at our British child like that.
Po-po.
I never should have named that child Bryce. Never should have named him Bryce.
We adopted him from that third world country. 1980s Britain.
I suppose I never gave it much thought, Nancy. If there's something out there, then it's bigger than both of us, you know. I only hope that if we do make touch, it'll be an ally to the United States of America.
Oh, I sure think so. She's sort of fiddling with the radio. The radio clicks onto a new station, and you just hear beep, beep, beep. The sound of a heart monitor on the radio.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. And she fiddles with it again and clicks it.
Hospital channel.
She turns it again, and it clicks over and turns to Dolly Parton 9 to 5. You listen to it as she drives over. She said, I'm sure it's nothing. as the car hits a bump in the road and you're jolted upwards, and you feel your head hit something solid and metal, and you realize you're in darkness. You feel your head hitting the inside trunk of a car. You feel that, and you can feel rope around your wrists and your ankles.
Fuck, I love that song.
Something plastic hits you, and you realize there are plastic bottles in the back here, and you're going to get wherever you are. This whatever vehicle you're in, it's bouncing along as if it's driving off road. You're being jostled around on it. Somewhere in the background, from the main part of the car, you can hear someone listening to Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. Back at the farm, the rest of you are literally just about to get in the car, and Norman has just come out of the barn. You're expecting Norman to just come back with Pete. When Norman comes back,
we got a problem.
What's
Pete,
the problem?
What is it?
He's not in the barn.
What do you mean he's not in the barn?
He's not there. I went there. I opened the door, and he's not there.
Pete!
I already did that.
What?
And he didn't
Pete?
answer.
Come out of there! Stop mucking around! Pete!
What the hell are you talking about?
Peter!
Okay, I'm gonna go check the barn.
I know Pete Yeager, and he wouldn't just run out on us.
Maybe he's fallen over somewhere and he needs some help.
Yeah, he might have done that.
He's right. He's not in the barn.
That's
Where could he be?
Pete, come on now. Stop messing around. We got some cookies inside if you want some.
Pete.
Can I actually search the barn
give me
with an actual roll?
Give me a search check to search the barn.
Okay, good, jolly good.
All right.
Lonnie, you can give us one as well.
no, you do.
with your ridiculous giant dice.
Oh,
God, he is.
that
He's
was a
here.
2. Oh no! Wait.
So you're trying to roll under your score.
Hang on a second. Yeah, I'm not
Under
rolling
the
D20
score.
at all. What are we rolling here?
100.
2D10s, isn't it?
Yeah, 2d10. So one is the tens, one is the units.
Tens units.
What are we doing this against?
So tell me your. So we're doing search. Tell me the score you get and what your current score, under or over your current score.
What is it? Search. Is there a
Search.
Search one. Search. Oh, it'll be under.
So,
I've got 50 on search.
You got a 50 on search. What you get on your roll?
I got 78.
A 78. Okay, Lonnie. True enough, finds nothing.
I crushed it. I've got 40 in my search, and I got 89. So I didn't find anything. I didn't even
All
find
right,
the barn.
fine. I'll have
As I
another
said,
look.
he is not in the barn.
Now, just
I mean, you're not wrong. He is not in the barn.
we tick the little box, don't we?
When you
a
fail,
thing.
you tick the box because we might increase that at the end of the episode.
Yes.
48.
48 under.
No, my search is 40.
All right. I'll jump.
One after
Chuck's
the-
gone forever.
Adam just has a look around the barn as opposed to in the barn
Okay.
to see if he can see
Sure.
anything.
Tick the skill, do you?
If you
Yes,
fail a
if you
skill,
fail
put a
it.
tick in it because.
3 over. 3 over.
That's it. Chuck's gone.
Well, you got a 3. You got a 3, or you were 3 over your
No,
score.
it's 3 over my score.
So you.
We're the
okay.
best.
We'll never
goddamn.
find Chuck again. He's
Well,
gone.
I'm stumped.
Well, he's gone. He's dead. Cross him off. Move on. So you search around. So you find.
Are you being generous now because we all fluffed our rolls?
Well, no, I'm just not going to give you all of the things.
Okay.
Like there's stuff you can find just normally, but there's stuff you may have found with a roll.
Without even looking.
I mean, by look. Thing is,
right, okay.
with your
Just by
roll, with your
open
skill,
eyes.
with your skills at a certain level, we assume you are capable of a certain amount of.
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
Right.
It's not like when you play around like first levels of D&D where you're like, you failed to open that can. Like you can just do stuff.
Yeah.
So you search around, you find, sure enough, he is not in the barn. You don't find any signs of, there's no blood. You can tell that much. No one, it's not like he was shot or something. There's no kind of sign of violence in there. And you see a tractor coming back. You see a tractor coming back from the fields with a couple of guys riding on it. But yeah, you don't find any sign of Pete there.
Is there any any other way into the barn?
There is a.
So there's obviously the big doors at the front.
There's the big doors at the front. There's a side door, and then there's like a hay loft. So there's like a like one of those ones where you right at the top that is open, as it would normally be. But yeah, you would need. There's no ladder going up to it.
Don't worry, I'll jump.
I mean, you don't. You can go.
No,
you can just, okay.
I'm going
Why am I
to
gonna? Okay.
use
Why am I
my-
telling you what you can't do? Yeah. Never tell him what he can and can't do.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my athletics to jump up there.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Yay! 28. My athletics is 30.
Okay, 28. So Norman takes a running leap and just kind of runs and it's like does a little bit of a wall run and grabs a hold of one of the wooden beams and kind of hauls himself up and just pulls himself up to the top of the barn where all the hay is kept, the hayloft, and looks out of the loading window for that.
Adam's like, who are these guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do a little search up there as well.
Okay, give me a search up top. you commander run up thing and find nothing.
Find
there's
spiders.
nothing up here. Can anyone put a ladder up? Because I can't get down now.
Adam would like to flag down the tractor that's coming this way.
The tractor pulls up and there's a couple of guys on it. One of them is one's sort of in his 60s, another one you guess in maybe late 50s, 60s. Get another young guy in his 20s.
Gentlemen, he flashes his badge. Adam Green, FBI.
I am Agent Oregon.
Oh, hello.
This is confusing. So I'm in the barn with... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was just going to flag... That's fine.
I'm always with you.
I know.
am your partner.
You're my protege. This is my protege. He is a good guy.
It's the twist that actually you're dead. And then you're an imagination. So he's just always there. This is my partner. And then I was like, okay, sure.
Listen, you haven't seen a man in a dressing gown, have you? He's wearing a robe, like a bathrobe.
I think we should clear up that I don't think Pete is literally wearing a bathrobe for this entire mission. It was like
he is Arthur Dent.
He's kind of scruffy looking, around 5'6", 5'7",
but ruggedly handsome.
Ruggedly handsome in an old-fashioned kind of way. That's what we're looking for. You've seen a guy.
You've seen a man fitting this description.
The older of the two.
You are with the FBI. That's uncanny.
The older of the two turns the tractor off and hops down, takes his cap off, and says, "Joe Jarrett, this is my son, buddy. What do you? We haven't seen nobody around here. What do you police?
One of our agents has gone missing.
Yeah, we're the FBI. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I did. You're obviously not listening. I don't know why I'm...
Still making friends.
I don't know why I'm confronting you about it, but, you might have some sort of neurodiversities, which makes you forget things. You might want to get that checked out. Listen, down here, have you seen a car or anything going down? You've seen some headlights. I'm assuming it's dark right now, Daniel?
No, it's not. It's
you seen any cars without headlights on?
It's late morning. It's kind of just before lunchtime because you came here for you drove out here.
Have you seen a car driving down here with or without headlights?
Ain't seen a car all day other than yours.
Interesting.
So you pull up. You here to talk to Mrs. Allen?
Oh yeah.
We have already done this. Yes, she was most unhelpful.
Interesting. We've lost a guy. Can you keep your eyes open? Here's my card. You can phone the agency. They'll get back to me somehow.
Gave you a car. I don't have a car.
Yeah, I've got a mobile phone and everything.
When do I get a car?
They call it a cell phone. It's a big brick.
Phone.
It's huge. Look at it.
Wow.
He's carrying him out almost like a suitcase.
That must weigh you down.
It does a little. I'm not really. I'm going to put it in my car, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that I'm pretty sure you can get like a Nokia at like 99.
Yeah.
I think you can have like a normal mobile phone.
He's just still got one like they have in Lethal Weapon. That's like a box, Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, well, sure. What you went missing on the farm?
Yeah, well, you think so. He was here a minute ago, and all of a sudden he's gone.
Barn, and he did not come out of the barn.
Look, what is this about? What are you doing? What are you doing up on the farm?
We're just making some questions.
Mrs. Allen's a good woman.
That's our business. We're investigating.
Yeah, you should look into. Why don't you start investigating why people go missing? Why
Don't you tell us how to do our job. We are FBI agents.
Whoa. Just.
Buddy hops down off the tractor. Is like, what do you say to my fucking dad?
Hey.
That's
look,
right. I'm from New York. I did a gap here.
Hey, I'm driving a tractor.
Take it easy.
Hey, everybody just calm down. We were just here investigating some missing persons. We were doing exactly like you just said, son. And we got a guy who's gone missing who we know.
Oh yeah, you're worried about what happens to your friends. You're not worried about what happens to. Why don't you
That is exactly why we are here.
We were investigating missing persons, and then
investigating missing people.
Exactly.
You were looking into Hank,
and now we have.
We're
a missing
looking
person.
into Hank. That's correct. You know anything about Hank? You want to tell us anything about Hank? You got some information, son?
No, we didn't turn up for work this morning. Wouldn't have described him as missing.
That's
often
real
that he doesn't
interest.
turn up for work.
No, Hank. No, he's reliable. Needs money. That freeholding his don't that costs money to run.
So this would count as strange behavior.
Yeah, I suppose so. He normally calls.
Thank you for your
Then
information.
that is pertinent information.
If you see a guy that I described, just send him our way. And you've got my number. You call me, not day or night, but,
Business hours only.
Yeah.
He's not that much of a friend.
9 to 6. 9 to 6.
Monday to Friday.
If it's the weekend, let it rot.
Yeah.
Unless it's real good information, then give us a call.
Sure, I'll.
Except if the baseball's on. If the baseball's on, don't call me.
If I see anything, I'll. If I see anything, I'll give you a call. But he's like, now get the fuck out of here! What are you doing on my farm?
I know you New Yorkers, you just like to speak like this,
You're
don't
a
you?
real hothead, kid. You know that?
He gets into a bodega on the side of the barn.
He gets to buy a sandwich. Yeah.
He comes out with a big old pastrami sandwich.
Stroking a cat.
He's like, I mean, is that guy stuck in the hayloft?
Yeah, he gets stuck up there. If you got a ladder, you could lend us for a minute.
Yeah, sure. Buddy, get the ladder. Get the ladder and get Norman down from the loft.
Thanks, son.
Stupid guys getting up into the hay barn all the time.
All right. What's the thinking?
Can I go outside and just check the ground, for any tire tracks?
Yeah, give me a search on the ground to kind of see if you can.
Yeah, 11.
Okay.
Right. What did you get if you get double ones?
It's a critical.
Yeah.
You are very confident that yours is the only car that has pulled up to this house today. That a car has not come or gone from this site.
With a critical, could I get all the stuff that was in the barn as well?
I retroactively cast my mind back over my search.
Can I recover from the 2 failed rolls I made earlier?
Nobody's come here. These tire tracks are our tracks, and nobody else has come.
I know, surely would have noticed the car. It's only been 10 minutes.
What the hell happened here?
Chuck, he's gone.
Hank,
No.
that's gone as well.
He
Who's
can't be
Hank?
gone.
Who's Chuck?
I overheard a conversation.
Hank is the guy
Pete,
who came
you
up
mean
here
Pete?
looking for.
Pete.
Pete Yeager,
yeah.
no Chuck Yeager's
No,
the
Chuck
real.
Yeager.
Chuck Yeager's a real
We've had this
person.
before.
Pete's
Yeah, that's
gone.
right.
He's not here.
Chuck, who's that?
Wait, can we just clarify? Hank isn't the guy that we came to see,
No,
is it?
no,
Hank
no.
is Nancy's... not Nancy's.
Hank is not. Well, Hanky is. No, you know that.
Hanky.
Hanky! Oh, Hanky!
No, you know that Nancy Allen's husband is called William Allen. He's one of the town aldermen. So Hank is a new name, or not a
I
name
didn't think I
connected to
recognised
this
Hank.
house.
Hank's a guy that works with these guys. Hey, this Hank, has he
Yeah.
got a last name? I don't know why I'm shouting. You're only in front of me, but...
That's all right. My hearing's not great from all the tractoring, so I appreciate it.
All right.
Hank John.
Hank John.
Hank
John, the one that I beat up, is he?
Hank John.
Oh, he is.
That clicks. That is the name of the man that you got into a fight with at the
Hank
diner.
John.
That was the name of the guy that I got in a fight with in the toilet.
You tried to headbutt him.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
and
For
then
no
I
reason.
said to punch me, and he didn't punch me, and then I looked at his pecker, and then it just blew up.
You gotta stop looking
His
at pecker.
pecker blew up.
No.
No wonder he was so angry.
So he might not be very happy if we go see him and me there.
I think once again, Norman, you're going to have to wait outside.
Well, I think that's our next lead. We gotta
Well,
go
maybe I
see
could
Hank.
What about
apologize.
Chuck? No, not Chuck. Hank. No, we're not Hank.
Damn it, get your,
You're talking about
Yeager.
get
It's really
your,
difficult when he's not here to ask his
get your
name.
name
Pete
together.
Whiplash
Pete
Yeager.
Whiplash. You're only saying that because you sat next to him.
Has he got one of these newfangled mobile phones?
I think we've all got one of these. What, you mean one of these? He'll
Yeah.
Nokia 3310.
They're good, aren't they? Aren't they?
I could kill a man in 16 ways with this.
I love playing Snake.
Yeah. Wait, Snake? Snake.
Yeah, he's got a phone.
Well, let's give him a call. Not Hank.
He gets
This
his,
guy.
he puts his hands in his pocket,
Yeah.
finds his mobile, and finds you gives you Hank's number.
Thank you.
You give it a call.
What an age of wonders.
You give it a call. It rings and then goes to voicemail. It's just a generic. Please
Is
leave
that
a message.
Hank's number?
That's Hank's.
Yeah, that's
Do you
Hank's
know
number.
this Hank lives?
But
Yeah,
why do
he's
we call Pete?
He's got a
Find
phone.
out where he is.
That's what I'm going to do next.
Okay, right, good, okay.
Yeah.
As long as someone's going to do that.
We'll try and see if Hank's all right for you.
You call Pete. The phone rings, and then is cancelled.
Now, being the FBI, we might be able to triangulate where that mobile phone is kept. I know they call it cell phones, but I think back then we're still trying to figure out the name in the US of A, what we're
I
going to
tell you
call
what,
these things.
What we should do, we should all stand at different points around the barn and then
If you
call
remember
again.
that Tupac song from around...
No, I don't listen to the hip hop.
Well, actually, that's in the future. Forget
Oh,
this.
that's-
Oh, no, it is. It's 2 years ago. He says mobile phone.
I only listen to the Beastie Boys, yo. Buddy.
I ring head office of.
So you
Well,
call.
wait, we've all got phones now. So I call this person. I call this person. I call the president.
realization. Oh my God, we're so
don't
well.
like it.
dude.
Call anyone.
Mine's out of battery all of a sudden.
Yeah. The batteries used to last forever.
You would have amazing signal out here, but you already made a call, so yeah. Just to answer your question, yeah, he gives in a. He and his wife Dawn live in a small holding just out by the reservoir, other side of Groverville. That's where they live. You asked me where they lived a while
I
ago.
did,
Then we got
yeah.
distracted on this.
Thanks for that.
You phoned-
These phones, they're polite.
So you call the FBI.
Can I call Delta Green?
You don't have a contact
Okay.
number for Delta
Alright,
Green.
cool.
It's all done with your. If you ever want to make contact with Ms. Green, you basically just send a blank email to an email address, and then she makes contact with you.
Okay.
So you don't have
I'll
a
ring the
direct-
FBI. The FBI.
The FBI.
You just got the FBI on speed dial. have you? You just call
Anyone
the
can call the
FBI.
FBI.
Like
We should
what?
call the FBI because we are actually FBI. You're not even FBI.
We don't know if they're not FBI.
We're FBI.
Oh, we don't know that.
You've not
We're
been
more-
told. I mean, you may have suspicions.
Yeah.
Because of,
We're FBI.
The fact that Norman's just said, I'm going to call the FBI. You mean the people we work for, dickhead?
Yeah.
Don't you mean work with?
No. With, for, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stressed because we lost Pete.
Guys,
He's he's one of our agents. Come on.
I think you're on to
Yeah,
something.
We gotta find Pete.
we gotta find out what if they can triangulate his position when we make a phone call.
You're just making
Have-
words.
Norman, you get through. Federal Bureau of Investigations, Knoxville office. What can I do to help you?
Hello, this is Agent Tully.
May I have your badge number, please?
Yeah, it's 5.
Just 5?
I am agent number 5.
That seems implausible. Here it is on this system. What can I do for you, Agent Tully?
We
Got to move the story along, man. Got to move the story along.
one of the agents that we're with is missing. We've got his mobile telephone. It rings, but it doesn't go through. We're worried about him. We wondered if you could triangulate his system of trying to translate his location.
You need a search put on a cell phone.
Yes, please.
All right. I'll give me the number, and you give the number. Okay. Well, I'll put that one through. And
That's Agent 6. Agent 6.
Wait a minute, I'm Agent 6.
Jesus.
Agent 07.
They reset the numbering system really recently.
Yeah.
You can't have to do in the building at the time.
2 6s, not until I retire.
All right, we'll put that through and we'll get back to you. We'll call you back. Can we contact you on this number?
Yes. How long will it take?
It shouldn't take more than an hour.
Put this on the top. The very top.
We'll do our best, Agent Tully. Good luck out there.
What's your name?
My name is Agent Wilson.
Thanks, Agent Wilson. Maybe one day we could go for a beer.
I'd like that.
See ya.
Goodbye, Norman. Okay, you hang up. Okay. Oh my God, I can't believe it. We'll cut back to as you get in the car. Let's just get a direction. What's the plan? You're going to hang around and wait for the call back? You're going to go somewhere else?
Let's go and see Hank.
Somewhere.
Yeah, because
let's go to see Hank. I'll apologize and we'll get everything straightened up.
I think you can wait in the car.
It's going to be pretty boring for me.
So what?
Just try and find him and look at his pecker again.
You pile into the car and drive off through town, in the direction of the of Hank John's small holding. We'll cut back over to Pete. The sudden burst of light as the trunk is opened, but it's not sunlight. It's a flashlight being shone at you.
Get out of my face.
Where
am I?
You can see a silhouette of a big man standing over you. He puts the flashlight down, and you can see in the dark. It is dark now. It is nighttime. You can see he's a big, tall dude. He has a shaved head, his bald head, and he has a big red beard. You recognize him from the night before, from getting into a fight with Norman in the diner.
Hey, you're that bathroom guy. You that fucking bathroom guy. You still got your fucking beard.
Shut up, he says.
You are.
He reached down and grabs a hold of you and just hauls you up out of the trunk, throws you over his shoulder.
I don't like this.
God, you're heavy.
Yeah, it's the cancer.
Didn't know that was how that worked. He carries you. You can see you see gravel beneath you, and you straight crane your neck to look around. You see you were in the boot of a big car,
It's a big car.
I can't be specific on everything. It's a rundown but functional looking car. Not like a truck, but it's it's got a trunk.
Okay.
You're somewhere in the woods. You can see trees all around, and it looks like you've come up like a barely a dirt road is driven up. He carries you over from the car over to a log cabin, and opens the door. It's not locked. He just pushes it open and carries you inside. Looking around it seems this cabin feels kind of half finished. It looks like someone's been building counters and things in here. They've been building some furniture, but it's not quite done yet. Some of the tables and chairs are done. There's the kitchen is only half finished. Looking around, you can also see on the walls. You can see lots of snares hanging up. Camping equipment.
Snare drums.
It's clearly a drummer.
I caught these drums in the wild.
Puts you down and just starts immediately doing drum practice. Yeah. He's lots of. Then you can see there are a couple of hunting rifles on the wall. It looks like you get the feeling this is a hunting cabin.
This looks like a hunting cabin.
He brings you in and he just he dumps you on he just throws you down on the floor. And he's like,
watch the limbs.
What are you doing? What are you gonna do? What are you doing messing with people's lives out here?
We're just looking for someone.
looking for someone.
What are you doing? What have you brought me, you son of a bitch? Where is this?
Honest people around here. You gotta go messing with honest people.
What are you, you just kidnapped me. You're saying you're honest?
We were, everything was all right before you people turned up. You messed up everything.
Wait, was that the superpowered kid? That was before we turned up. That was okay, was it?
Yeah, Billy Raven never did nothing
Billy
wrong.
Billy Ray, yeah.
You're just asking too many questions.
So
getting people riled up.
To your little romantic cabin in the woods, is it?
Now shut up! And he kicks you hard in the face. Your stars just fill your eyes for a moment, and your head just kind of, as you try and shake your head and try and come back, bring yourself back to consciousness, and you find yourself in the brownstone in your apartment, where you lived right before coming on this mission. You're in you're there in your bathrobe with your paintings all around, paintings of Saddam Hussein as an alien all over the walls from this period. It's the day before you were going to set off for Tennessee to meet up with Ms. Green and the others to begin this mission. Nancy is supposed to be coming by any minute to pick up Leper to take care of him for a while. Secretary of Defense Nancy Buchanan Yeager now, and there's a knock at the door, and no, they don't kick the door in. That's this FBI. There's a knock at the door. And they wait for you to answer it.
I open the door.
You open the door. There is a special agent standing there. He kind of looks around the room for a minute, and then looks over his shoulder, and then puts a hand to his earpiece and goes, "Clear." And Nancy comes around the corner.
Well, if it isn't the Secretary of Defense. Hello, Nancy.
Hello, Pete. You're keeping busy, I see.
What do you think?
What are you painting these days?
I mean, mainly Saddam. This one here, look, I've linked him up. He's got sort of Romulan ears. And this one here, I've given him gills.
Saddam with gills.
Yeah, there was a report that he loved gills. I think it said gills. Pete, I half read it.
Alfred report said, "Yep, I'll go with gills."
It sounds right.
Yep.
Piles of the National Enquirer around.
Paint me some gills.
Thanks for looking after Leper for me, Nance.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You want to tell me where you're going?
I don't know if I can. I think it's above your pay grade. Ha! Ha!
She's like, she kind of rolls her eyes like you've made that gag so many times since she was promoted. Like, well, Pete, are you seriously? And she kind of looks over her shoulder and says, "Agent, can you give us a minute?" The agent's like, "I'll be right outside." And like just steps back into the hallway. She's like, "Pete, have you been okay since the Air Force Base?"
Have I been okay? I've been getting back to my art. I don't fucking know, Nance. Yeah, I guess I've just been hibernating here with Saddam.
Pete, the Air Force was your life. You wouldn't talk. Why won't you talk about what happened there?
My life, they wouldn't allow me to fly, Nance. I'd given up. I was just living in that shithole with all those relics waiting to die. And now I'm here. There's nothing to talk about. It's all kooky bullshit.
Pete, if you saw something out there, it's your duty as an American to say something.
My duty as an American? My duty as a fucking American? I gave my life for America 100 times over. Well, not specific. I'm still not my act, but theoretical life. They left me to rot with all that shit. Look, Nance, I can guarantee what we're doing is not against the US of A. It's all very loyal and fucking patriotic, okay?
Fine, Pete, fine. Keep your secrets like you always do.
Look, I saw things, Nance. I saw things. Like you always say, you're always going on about your fucking aliens. Maybe I saw something like that. Maybe I saw something you never saw, and I'm just trying to make sense of it, okay? I don't know.
Fine. Well, maybe you just keep telling your secrets to Leper like you always have. Come here, boy. Leper hobbles over. Leper also looks like he's seen some things because he was on the airbase too. But Leper says nothing. And she picks him up. She clips on his lead and says, all right, well, she's about to go and it says, Pete, what is majestic?
It's a very open question, Nance.
You've never heard of it?
I can't, Nancy. No, I don't know what you... I mean, you're looking pretty majestic to me right now.
She looks at you for a minute like she's really trying to take a measure of you. And then says, sure, forget I said anything, Pete.
Okay.
Keep it to yourself, why don't you? Anyway, come on, Leper. Let's go on holiday. Let's go on vacation. And she takes Leper and leaves
You be
him.
good, Leper.
Sorry, I'm not voicing Leper. Would you? Let's go see Bryce. He's in the car.
Poo poo.
Is that shit out there? Bryce! Bryce!
Daddy,
Why don't you come see your old man, Bryce?
Wouldn't he be
Too good for
he's
me,
like
Bryce.
13 now.
Yeah.
Is he just?
Oh, he's 13.
He's still in the car.
Oh, he's grown up.
I love the fact that he still talks
Daddy,
like that. Just keep
poo-poo.
him
And we pull back away from this log cabin, and we just see it alone in the woods, miles from anywhere, and we can just hear Pete Yeager laying on the floor of this cabin, yelling out for his estranged son. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.